All the guys are glad to be here on one hand. On the other hand, we're very sorry that we have to be here because this problem should have been solved many years ago. But it's still going on. It's up to us, you and I, and all of us up here to call our elected officials or the ones who want to get elected and tell them if you want to stay in office, if you want to get in office, think about the family farmer. The gentleman to my left has a few words he'd like to say, Mr. John Melloncamp.
This is too hard, stop it. Is that what Romney's wife said? It's too hard this, stop it. But we're glad to be here this afternoon. And we were, as Carolyn mentioned, we were all young men when we started this. We were kids. But we've had some wonderful shows. We've helped a lot of people. I think all four of us are proud to be here every year and proud to stand up for this. And I want to say thank you today to Willie and to this young lady here for being here and making this happen every year. So thank you.
Hello, yeah. Thanks for being here. I'm going to stand up because I'm actually reading something from someone who wrote it to me so I could stand up for him. And this is a letter I got when I read it last night. And this is why we do this. Okay, this is why we're here after 27 years. Yeah. So, it says, Neil Young, my name is Jerry Harvey. I have a dairy farm in southern Iowa. My wife and I have been married 32 years. I'm 53 years old. We have 5 children, 4 boys, 1 girl, 8 grandchildren. 2 of my boys have been working off of the farm. I just had to send my other son to town to get a job because we only milk 80 cows, and it is nearly impossible to make a living for a dairy farmer. My son, the second oldest, works with me. He has 3 young boys from 3 to 9 years old, and they love the farm. Neil, it is sad what is happening to the family farmer in our country. The last 5 years has been nearly impossible to make a living. Our co-op contacted us last week and said that they're going to charge more for hauling our milk. We paid $2.90 per month. Now they want $1,900. There is no way that will work. My son wants to stay in it, and I want to sell to him, but I'm scared for him. They said we are overproducing. If we are, it's not coming from the small farmers. We have sold everything we own to stay in business. All across this country, dairy farmers are going broke. Mega factory dairies are overproducing, not us. I'm going to stop here because this is the point that I think this is something we've been fighting, these factory farms, since we started. Yeah. In this country, you can do just about anything you want, but the fact is we need independent family farmers to be represented within our government in a way that's similar to unions, in a way that's similar to what some people are trying to get rid of. Just as some people are trying to get rid of the family farm today. Because we are up against big bucks, we're up against 300 to 400 lobbyists for every member of Congress. We're up against multiple bills that get brought up to protect the family farms and to protect biofuels and all the related industries to farming, and they constantly get shot down, so that out of 400 to 500 bills that have come up in the last 10 years, only 4 have been passed, and they're for petrofuel. So we're up against something that's really big, and we've been here for a long time, and some people say we're not going anywhere. But we are not going anywhere. We're going to stay right here. Someone has to stand up. One of these politicians has got to stand up for these farmers and separate them, so that when we try to help farmers, we don't help the agri-farmers who are overproducing and killing the family farms. Just through the might of their power. We can't let that happen. Someone has to stand up for the man who works, has a family, and wants to make good food on his farm that he got from his father, or got that from his grandfather. We have to keep that together so that all of us little towns across America don't dry up and blow away like some of them are already. And it's just really big. So that's why we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay here and try to gather as much of you around us for as long as we can stand. Thank you.
This one works as well for me as it did for you. I look at our country and how much I love this country, and I'm so honored to be here and to join this movement, this group of people up here a few years back. But I think one of the things that's confused in our country is that the voice of the few who seem to have collected all the wealth into a small percentage of the population really have the sway over everything. And there's nowhere that it's more pointed than in the farming industry. And it's the opposite of what we as Americans want to be, the majority of us. We want to be able to open a bookstore or open a clothing store, have a little market, but we're up against all the wealth and all the lobbying power. And I don't want to repeat exactly what Neil said, but I think it's just saying it again and again that we have to try and move our politicians, and that's why I'm here, and move our leaders to listen to the majority of us and look after the local good food movement, the farmers, the tradition of our country, what this country was built on. In that, at the same time, look after the environment and our economy. If everyone is doing better, we're doing better. If a few of us are doing better and getting all the wealth by exploiting the rest of us, that's not what this democracy is about.
Thanks a lot for having me here. My name is Jack Johnson. Stage and my heroes, not just musicians, but the farmers on the left as well. And not just for the music they play. I've grown up, obviously, listening to a lot of these guys my whole life, and then seeing what they stand up for when I started first getting out on the road and touring. The first time I heard about somebody running their trucks and buses off of biodiesel was Willie Nelson. I thought we got into that because that's what exciting. Got to play Bridge School benefit with Neil Young years ago. Inspired my wife and I to start a foundation in Hawaii, to be honest. We walked away from that and we saw what you were doing there. And we started something called the Hawaii Foundation back home where I live in Hawaii. Well, Dave and Willie come and played at that festival and supported what we're doing, so I was really happy to get a chance to come back and see what's happening start asking those bigger questions. And why we grow so much food here, why is 80 to 90% of our food shipped into Hawaii? And make some major changes, try to support local farmers markets and all these outlets. A lot of the farmland in Hawaii is getting gobbled up by development of other types. And, so the big picture is, it's overwhelming sometimes there, and it's something we're working at on a microcosm there. And I'm just happy to be here and see what's happening on a national level and use this as a real learning experience we can take home. So thank you for having me.
I want to introduce Brian Snyder beside me. Farm Aid's way is to work with many, many farm organizations all around the country, and we like to call ourselves partners. We hope we're good partners with everybody, but Pennsylvania is lucky to have Brian Snyder and CASA in their state. It's one of the leading farm organizations, and we count on you for so much, Brian, and here you are.
So I want to welcome all of you and everyone out there to the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Really glad to see you here. This is a wonderful state for farms. It always has been. I like to say sometimes when I'm talking out on the road that in Pennsylvania we're ahead because we're behind. And what that means is that we still have a lot of the infrastructure that has been lost in other parts of the country. It's still here. You can drive 20 miles in any direction from right here and you will see what America used to look like. And we are so proud of that. But we still have our challenges, and that's why you're here. And, I think Dave said it pretty well. He said, it's only good if it's good for everybody. And I just want to say, we're not talking politics here today, but we are all